Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another rapid fire review session for you. Today we have four knives. We have the Civivi Mini Bull Mastiff, the Kizer Contrail, the Artisan Biome, and the Bestech Eye of Ra. I like doing these little mini rapid fire reviews. You guys seem to like them as well. Please comment down below if you want me to keep doing these. I've only done a couple, but I think this is kind of a cool format going forward for some knives that I either just like everybody's a review to death, but I still want to put my comments on, stuff like that. I think it's a really cool way to do this. So put in the comments if you want to keep seeing these, but I'll spend 4 or 5 minutes on each knife. I enjoy doing them, and you guys seem to like them too, so let me know. All right, we are going to start out, we're just going to go left to right. We'll start out with the Civivi Mini Bull Mastiff. This thing is pretty cool, I do have to say. It is a pocket cleaver. I think the pocket cleaver, I hate to call it a fad. I hate to use that word, but yeah, perhaps it's starting to pass. I'm not really sure, but you do still see a lot of them coming out, so maybe not. But this is a $49.99 9CR18 MOV steel, which I'm happy to see Civivi still using a lot. I like that steel. I think it's a very good budget steel. Really nicely contoured G10 handles that are just very, very nice. The usual Civivi deep carry pocket clip, recessed screws. On this particular knife, the pocket clip itself is not recessed. It is right hand, left hand carry. Not a terribly huge knife. You're looking at a length of just over 7 inches, blade length of 3 inches, blade thickness of 0.12 inches, handle thickness of 0.5 inches, and a weight of 3.5 ounces. I will say the blade on this, the thickness behind the edge is 12 thousandths. It is very, very thin. This is, of all the like little mini pocket cleavers I've seen, this is absolutely definitely the sliciest. By far. Ergonomics also work well. I have large size hands, skinny fingers, normal human palms, and it does still fit my hand, even not choked up, but it's really meant to be used choked up, I think, primarily. And when you do that, the ergonomics are excellent. You can feel that pocket cup a little bit. Not a big deal. The feel of the G10 is grippy enough, but not too grippy. Ergonomics are absolutely excellent. And like I said, this thing is a slicer. If for a big giant cleaver, it's definitely the sliciest little cleaver I've ever seen. The deployment, you have this very long fuller here. You can spidey flick it. You can thumb flick it. I mean, it's a Civivi. You expect the action to be good. As I say, you can thumb flick it, and then I'm having a very hard time. There you go. Thumb flick is not as easy as a spidey flick, but you can do it. And then if you don't want to deal with all that, just the regular flipper. So excellent detent, excellent action. Very, very fun, cool knife. I'm kind of past the cleaver thing, but I think a lot of people aren't, and I think this is going to be a huge seller for them. $49.99, good quality knife. Next up, we have the Kizer Contrail. This is a very small little sort of, I guess you call it a fifth pockety knife, or a secondary, or maybe a primary, depending on if you live in a place where you need a 2-inch or less blade length. It is a 2-inch blade of 154 cm steel, $59. G10 scales with this nice little milling on here. It is a Justin Lundquist design. A pretty decent little pocket clip on it. Not too bad. Yeah, it is a small little kind of unique thing. I love 154 cm steel, so I'm very happy to see that on this. $59 for a knife this size with those materials, I think is pretty fair. It's on the edge of getting to be pretty fair, but it's still pretty fair. You are looking at, this is a small little thing. You're looking at 5 1/4 inches, blade length of 2 inches, blade thickness of 0.11 inches. You have a handle thickness of 0.44 inches and a weight of kind of hefty, right around 3 ounces. So it is a bit hefty for the size. I will say the ergonomics work really, really, really well for a knife this size. Yes, it is only a 3-finger knife, but it's very, very comfortable. I do feel a bit of a hot spot from this pocket clip. It's not the end of the world, though, kind of the way my hand wraps around it anyway. If you have really thick, meaty hands, you might notice that more. But for my relatively skinny hands, it's not really that big a deal. I will say this blade can cut, absolutely for sure. Very thin blade stock. It's only about 17.5, 18 thousandths behind the edge. Slices really well. Great edge out of the box. And like I said, I love 154 cm. Some people do complain about it sometimes on higher end knives, but especially you see it on a lot of autos. But man, it's a steel that holds an edge plenty well enough. It's super, super easy to sharpen. I always kind of like explain 154 cm in as far as in your experience, not as far as metallurgy, but just as far as like user experience. It's like the best VG10 you've ever had. That's kind of how I describe it. And yeah, it slices really well, full flat grind, pretty much full flat grind. And I like the design of it. I think it's a cool looking thing. You can get it in a bunch of different colors. You can get it in blue, black, or green. Same for the Bull Mastiff, by the way. I forgot to mention that on the Mini Bull Mastiff. Yeah, you can get that in blue, black, or green as well. But yeah, I really like it. I like the little pop of color on the back spacer. I think it's a really cool looking knife. It's a really fun little fifth pocket knife. $59.99. Yeah, I really like the Kizer. The Kizer and the Vanguard series is going to these. I don't think they call them that anymore, but going to the G10, going to these 154 cm blades, I think it's a really cool step up. Next up is a knife that I got kind of on a whim, and it's in my pocket a whole lot. This is the Artisan Cutlery Biome. This is a Dylan Mallory design, as you can see on there. You're looking at 12C 27N steel and a price of just $30. It comes in this gray. It comes in a black and a blue and a plain jade. It is just a little slip joint, no pocket clip or anything. Has a nice half stop on it. Just a really cool little slip joint. It feels much nicer than $30. The ergos on it are superb. Very, very slicey blade. You're looking at about 17 thousandths behind the edge. It's just a really handy, fun little slip joint, and I think priced very appropriately, because a lot of us carry slip joints as secondaries, especially if you live in a place where locking blades are allowed. So it's always good to have that. But pretty snappy. Walk and talk on it's not bad. I really like it. I like the G10. It's kind of a quasi-modern traditional, I guess is what I would call it. But yeah, I really like it. How I've been carrying it mostly, honestly, is I just got this from Pocket Pens, their little slip case with also a section to carry one of their pens. And that's pretty much where this thing lives. It's just in there, and I just drop it in my pocket alongside my wallet. So that way, even if I leave my primary in the car or something like that and I go in somewhere, I still always have something to cut some stuff with. Really, really enjoying this thing and using the heck out of it. And $30, 12C27N, not bad at all. Some specs on it. You have an overall length of 6.5 inches, blade length of 2 3/4 inches, blade thickness very, very thin at just 0.9 inches. Handle thickness also very, very thin at 0.31, and a weight of just 1.4 ounces. Basically, as near as not matters, an ounce and a half. Super, super light little knife. These things are pretty cool. I could definitely see me having a bunch of these. I used to have the Spyderco Rhodey. I used to have a bunch of those. I could see me winding up with a bunch of these. See me winding up with? That doesn't sound like a sentence, but we're going to go with it. And lastly, we have the Bestech Eye of Ra. I love a lot about the knife. The name, that's odd. And then to continue, they have this Eye of Ra looking the holes in it. I'm not in love with that either, but it is a very, very cool knife to just handle and use. It's very comfortable. I do like the blade. You're looking at D2 steel on this, and you're looking at a price of $52 of what all the Bestech D2 knives are. Kind of thought they'd charge a bit more because of all the milling and stuff, but they didn't. But yeah, ergos are excellent, and the blade is pretty good, and it's still very thin behind the edge. All of these are very good slicers on the Eye of Ra. You're looking at 16 thousandths behind the edge. I'm sorry I keep using that voice. I just feel like I kind of have to when I talk about this knife. Action is great, as you expect from Bestech in the budget stuff. They just do such a good job. It's very snappy. The D10 is perfect. Bangs right out. It is right hand carry only. And it carries pretty well, though. You have a nice deep carry clip. This flipper tab does stick out just a little bit in the pocket. Not a huge deal, but it does just a little bit. but it makes good sound. It's very snappy. I really like it. It's just that you're either going to love or you're going to hate. It does come in several different colors. It comes in this black. It comes in an orange, yellow, or a green. The green has like gold liners. I think that some of the other ones have a different finish on the blade. This is like a satin and on the primary, and then it just has stonewash on the flats. Yeah, I really like it. I just don't find anything that special enough for it. With the Eye of Ra on it, you're either going to love or hate that. If you like that, get one. If you don't, Bestech makes some other stuff like the Texel, whatever, that I think is probably a better choice. So there you go. There you have my rapid fire reviews, my rambly rapid fire reviews. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And again, please let me know in the comments down below if you want me to do one of these every now and then. It's only going to happen every couple months, just when I have enough stuff in to do that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Have a good one.